Good afternoon, morning. It is Wednesday, man, dudes, which means it's time for some Evetech specials. Without any faffing, we're going to jump straight into the top 10 at number 10 with the Evetech Mousepad. I've been using this exact one as a backdrop on the studio set, and it's actually really nice speed cloth. So it's not a control surface or anything like that. It is very quick. It's got a nice braided edge as well, and it's real rubber. And you'll know this from the moment that you open up that box. It's going to hit you in the nose the way that Jacob Zuma hits himself with mathematics. Quality, everything here is absolutely fantastic. So if you are, buying some peripherals, maybe just throw one of these in the car. At number 9, it's a great way to keep any 6-core processor cool with the Antec A400. This is like, up to 6 cores. Even some of the 8 cores are more efficient 65-watt TDP chips. Anything under 100 watts, you're going to have a good time with this. It's going to keep it sub 70 through most workloads and stuff, and in gaming you're probably looking at mid 50s. So if you want to keep a processor for a long time and keep it running well for a long time, how much does it cost? Even the mid-range processors are like 3-4 grand. So to keep it cool and keep it long lasting for 500 bucks. And this, the best thing about these kind of coolers is you just replace the fan and then you keep using the exact same cooler. So that cooler, once you bought it, it never really loses value unless it gets physically damaged. So look after it and it'll look after you. At number 8, it's a bit of an interesting one with the Arozzi Velocità. This doesn't get nearly as much acclaim and love as I think it should, to be very honest with you. I've got the full setup here at the house, and this is how the setup will look when it's all connected to the chair, and then you obviously put your steering and pedals and everything on top of that. Notice there are quite a lot of homies getting into sim racing, and a play seat is like what, 15k, whereas this just attaches to your existing chair, and it doesn't have to be an Arozzi chair. It could literally be a DX Racer or anything of the sort, because it comes with 2 different pin sizes, and the one's the default, I think it's 1/4 inch pin. I'm not sure on the exact measurements for that, but I tested it with both an Arozzi chair and actually with an AK racing chair, and it worked absolutely seamlessly. What's also nice is once you detach, you can then just shove it into a corner with everything on top of it and take it out when you need it and customize everything to length and stuff. I think it's very clever what Arozzi's done here. So if you don't know about this and you're onto sim racing, don't destroy your wallet in a 15,000 rand play seat. Get one of these. At number 7, it's a great mid-range mouse in the DeathAdder V2 Mini. It does only have a 35G acceleration with a 300 IPS, but that should be enough unless you're looking to go pro. If you want something just for casual gaming that's going to last and be like a pretty good mouse all around, then the V2 Mini is a solid option. Now, did I mention it weighs 62 grams? Rounding out the top half at number 6, it's Monster Clarity 101 AirLinks boot. If you want to take the tunes pumping with you and you want to drip it hard while clapping some glow sticks, then on the go with the hit, then this is the way to go. See, you can check it claps into the ear, bro, so it doesn't fall out when you're on the run or moving around in life, China. On-ear controls as well means that you can keep the tunes pumping while answering calls on the go. It's even got a microphone inside of the bloody thing on the head there, bro, so it can pick up all the Chinas when they're coming to clap you for the jaw. Then it goes into its super sleek, ultra awesome little container that gives it another flippin' mega hours worth of charge, China, so you can keep this on the go 24 of the hours. All but jokes aside, it's pretty damn solid. Like, I really like these things, and there's plenty of content on them. So if you do need to understand more about the product before looking to buy it, then you can head over to Evetech YouTube. But honestly, for value, these get a solid 11 out of 10 from me. Breaking into the top half at number 5, this Cougar MX410 is fantastic. I built with the case. The GPU dimension is about the only thing you need to just be a little bit wary of. I did put one in based off of this, and I had about 3mm spare, so it's very accurate and very tight. They didn't make it the longest for it, but what they did do was include mega fans in this. As far as I'm aware, you get 3 pre-installed and 1 at the rear, so you could maybe add in 1 more exhaust fan up top here, and if you're air cooling, that would be more than enough. Even without that, just having these 3 in the front with the full mesh means that it is going to naturally push out the top of the case. The extra fan will just assist with that extraction and make you, basically you can run your fans a lot lower by doing that. But nice front IO, like, it's a really solid case with a proper tinted glass side panel as well. Like you can see it with the power supply shroud. Like it's got all of the nice checkboxes, and the Cougar quality is very good for this kind of money. For $1,000, that's normally what you would pay, almost like, let's say 600-700 rand just for the fan kit that's in there. So the cases with the glass side panel is like $300. So you can see the value is very, very good. Now, a bit of a weird one. This is not on the specials list, but I was actually speccing a machine for a mate off of the Evetech store and looking for RAM options. And I noticed the KLEVV 3600 MHz are actually at a discount right now. They're basically the same price as the 3200 MHz, even of other brands, but you're getting that 400 MHz boost over the top. They run at CL18, and I'm busy using the KLEVV CRAS X, or the KLEVV, it's not the CRAS X like these, sorry, it's the KLEVV Bolt. There we go, the KLEVV Bolt X. This literally this exact set, except I've got 4 8 gigs instead of the 2x16, because you get a smidge extra performance in gaming from having that on your RYZEN setups. So I'm using these with the CL18 timings, and I haven't had any compatibility issues with both my 3000 series testing, so 3950Xs, 3900X, and I've used it on 5600X, 5800X, the 5900X, and the 5950, and it's worked absolutely flawlessly with all of the systems. Literally plug and play, limited lifetime warranty as well, so it's got the exact same, well, that kind of industry standard lifetime warranty. And this is a brand that comes from Taiwan, and once again, it's just something that's not really getting a lot of love, but look at the pricing of it. Like, it's really good, and with limited lifetime warranty, you basically, the only thing it doesn't cover is physical damage. So if you physically damage the chip, then you won't be able to get warranty on that. But outside of that, literally anything goes wrong, you just get a swap out on the product, which is absolutely fantastic. So I think you guys should be paying a little bit more attention to KLEVV, because these are kind of cheap. And number 3, it's the upgrade kit time. My selection has not really changed too much this week. 11600K with the Z590P. Great power phasing is one of the chief reasons for this. Also, the sound card is quite nice. It's got optical out, which some people wanted to have. The port setup on this is please have a good picture. There we go, there's a full picture of it. Port setup is nice. You get a type C, you get a 3.2A. I believe those are USB 3s and those are 3.1s. I would just check on that I'm not smoking tick. But there are DisplayPort and the HDMI on board as well. So later, if you want to turn this into a media center, you can just put a chip on that has integrated graphics and then use that, which is really nice. So there's some implied longevity with this for the system, and an 11600K is really no slouch. Then the little water cooler will help you keep it to max turbo all of the time. So for like a mid-range, like I would say this is like getting into the upper mid-range of gaming big like setups, because you could stream through this processor as well quite comfortably while playing your game, especially if it's like a more GPU based game. Then you'll have absolutely no problems with the system. All of that's then covered by a 3-year warranty with like sub 10k. It's pretty solid. Coming in just ahead of that, I had to give it to this AMD kit. The only backpedal here is the RAM setup. I am going to ask the boys why they're doing this with the AMD kits, because I think we all agree we'd maybe pay a little bit more for the 3200. But the motherboard here is super solid. Does look really well spec'd for the 5600X as well, which runs super chilled. And the water cooling with this, it will not like exceed 61 degrees, even under max load, even under full multi-core AVX instructions. At least it didn't ever go over 61 degrees. So that's more than enough cooling to run this well. And this is really going to be a really good base platform for you to upgrade on top of, because of the B550 chipset. You're getting that PCI Express 4.0. So then you can, like I say, scale off of that. So I think this is a really solid setup. And like I say, the only thing you're going to be looking at maybe in the future is changing your RAM setup. And finally, the deal of the week had to go to Western Digital, who dropped a 1TB SSD for like 1,800 Rand. That's literally 400 Rand more than I paid for my first 120 gig, which is, it's hard to believe, with the scaling and everything that happens with these drives, that suddenly things like this are at this price. So yeah, I think this is really solid. Western Digital is a really nice brand. It's got a 5-year local warranty on it as well. So it's what, less than 200 rand or less than 400 rand a year, means that it's like a rand a day to have a 1 TB SSD that you can then throw games on, and that will pretty much never skip a beat. Anyway, that is all I have for you in this top 10. If you have enjoyed it, please hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side.